To begin, we know this administration has a frayed relationship with the Middle East, but President Biden's expected visit to Saudi Arabia is being hailed as a triumph of realpolitik over moral outrage. Would you agree?
I do. I think that is an accurate description of what is going on in terms of the dynamic. As you noted, there has been a fraying in the relationship, not only with Saudi Arabia, but with several key Gulf allies of the United States, including the United Arab Emirates, over the past year, basically. And some of the fraying has gone on for much longer than that. I think the Ukraine crisis really brought home to the administration they needed to do some damage control, and they have been doing that over the past couple of months. Secretary of State Blinken met with then de facto head of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed, in Morocco. Our director of the CIA, Bill Burns, went out to Saudi Arabia and met with Mohammed bin Salman on what was generally hailed as a successful visit. And then there was a high-powered delegation by the vice president to express condolences for the death of Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed in May. And there have been several behind-the-scenes visits of senior-level officials to prepare for this visit by Biden. So there's been a lot of work going on, but definitely there's been fraying in the relationship and an assessment by the United States that they need to do some repair work.
Definitely some repair work underway, as you have just illustrated by some of the efforts that we've seen the US move into the region in recent weeks and months. But Ambassador, can the president essentially take back what has been said and what has been done? We know throughout the course of his campaign, even before he was elected president, this is a president who vowed to punish Saudi Arabia, of whom he called a pariah for the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, but now needs the support of Saudi Arabia to address rising energy prices in the United States and to attempt to continue to isolate Russia after its invasion of Ukraine. How exactly is he going to be able to navigate this? And what would you say the key deliverables are for him when he goes face to face with MBS and shakes his hand, despite saying that he would only ever negotiate with the king?
I think he's going to have a very delicate task ahead of him. I think, to be honest, I think for whatever reason during the campaign, he boxed himself in a bit with his language. Of course, there was substantial outrage in the United States and worldwide at the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, and he was also expressing that outrage. I think he is going to thread the needle. He's going to continue, I think, to make the point from time to time about the killing of Khashoggi. But as you point out, I think at this stage, he's going to emphasize the importance of United States national interests, and that he is going to do meetings with international leaders based on his calculation of those interests and on the results that he can get from those meetings. In terms of deliverables, I mean, I think you've seen some of the deliverables already. There was an extension of the truce in Yemen for another 2 months, and then there was the OPEC Plus agreement that is also going to increase oil production for a substantial amount. It's I mean, I would say a limited substantial amount, but it is going to have some impact. And you know, I think those are going to be the key deliverables. And I think that the administration hopes that there will be further that there can be further production increases of oil in the fall, following these more limited production increases in July and August.
Indeed, and I think analysts have also said today that this OPEC production increase should tell us something about Saudi Arabia's willingness to engage with the president when he eventually hits KSA. But Ambassador, just before I let you go on another issue, Will the United States designate the Houthis as a terrorist organization? We know this is a major grievance here in the UAE, for example, after the most recent Houthi attacks that we saw in Abu Dhabi back in January.
It's a good question. It's something that the Emiratis have demanded, especially since the attack on Abu Dhabi by the Houthis in January. It's something the Saudis also have demanded because of all the attacks that the Houthis have launched against Riyadh and other sites in Saudi Arabia. I don't know that a final decision has been made. I think the administration is carefully weighing it. I don't think they want to do anything that would disrupt the prospects of continuing the truce in Yemen. That's a very delicate diplomatic balance that Special Envoy Tim Linder-King and the UN Special Envoy are making there to try to patch together all these different factions. And the administration has to weigh that carefully in making that decision about the Houthis, because a decision could have an unpredictable impact on the Houthis and how they respond to these truce measures and to a broader effort at a political solution in Yemen. We'll have to see how they call it. I don't know that they've made a firm decision on it yet. It's going to be a very difficult decision.
Indeed. Ambassador, of course, we're also going to see the president heading into Israel, but I still think we are a very long way off that photo op between Bennett, Biden and MBS, perhaps anytime soon. We'll save that for our next conversation. Ambassador, thanks so much for joining me today. William Roebuck there, the former U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain, joining us live out of DC.